On the 18th of December 2021, French President Emmanuel Macron banned people from the UK entering France. This meant that skiing and, more importantly, drinking was off the table for us in France. Luckily, those zany Italians had other ideas, so there may still be a way for us to sample some of that sweet, sweet French beer on the slopes after all.
We're in a resort, La Tuile, just over the mountain from France. The plan for today, sneak into France, grab a beer, sneak back. But we have to do it all before the lift's shut because there's no other way of getting back. So in order to make it all the way over to France and then back in time before the last lift, we have to keep to a meticulous time schedule. First lift, that's what we need. Now the first lift is at 8:30 and the time now is not ideal. Already, this is not a great start. Also, we have to wear masks everywhere unless we're skiing.
On the way up the first lift, I consulted the ski map and did some lightning fast calculations. We had 12 lifts to catch in order to get to and from France.
Lift number 2.
Thanks to our delayed start, we only had 7 hours to complete our goal before catching the final gondola down at 4:30. If we missed this, we'd have to ski the hardest black I've ever done.
We've just made it up the second lift and the time is 9:48. But that doesn't matter, we can make up for time. It's a lovely day, as you can see, but it is quite busy. I'm hoping that the other side in France is maybe not quite as busy so that we can kind of get away with it. Anywho, right, need to get done.
As we made our way down to the third lift, we could still see lots of people in the queue. Unfortunately, because of coronavirus and because people are people, no one wanted to share lifts.
We're now on our way down, drop over the other side of the valley to another part of the Tuile, and from there we can go over again into France. So we now have to go down here, down there, and I think the lift we want is over there. Hopefully that lift over there will take us to the point where we can then drop into France. Not 100% sure this is the right lift.
Luckily for us, however, it was!
So we've just come up the lift, which I think is the last lift that we need to get before we get into France. This is where we're headed, La Rosière. So we need to have our green passes in order to get back into Italy. Right, into France.
We had blue skies, perfect snow and beautiful scenery. Everything was going fantastically until...
Dave, did you not bring your passport? That may be an issue. One of us has not brought our passport. Fingers crossed, we don't need it. Right, it looks like we're gonna have to hold a bit of speed at the bottom here to get over that next lump. La Rosière, French flag, that's where we're going. Yes, Dave! Those are ace turns! Okay, low, straight down. Oh, into the darkness. We're right in the shadow of the mountain, and it's so cold over here. Like it was cold at the top, but now it's so cold. And it makes me regret only wearing a t-shirt under my jacket. But you know, never mind. Every great adventure has a idiot, I suppose. another one of those bits where you just need to get down and maintain your speed, otherwise you're going to be walking for a long way. Just got to the bottom of this run that we thought was going to take us to La Rosière. We may have gone wrong. So now it's time to look at a beast map. Oops. Panic over. We think we are at the right chairlift. So we've just got to zip up this, and then hopefully we'll be able to drop into La Rose. It looks like there's a lot more snow on this side.
Definitely.
How sweet is that forbidden French beer going to taste?
Oh, too sweet.
And now we think we're on the right lift. Hopefully it's not going to be long before we can taste it. It's got very busy all of a sudden. Does that mean we're in France? Ooh, the sign. La Rosière. That's Mont Blanc.
I think that's not good.
There it is. The one in the middle.
You said it had a flat top and I googled it and it looks so like that.
ESF instructors. We've got to be in France.
Go down and then up that lift that we can see,
Yeah.
and then down onto the other side.
We've got a plan.
It might not be a good plan.
But it's a plan nonetheless. The snow is way better over here. It just feels like they've had so much more snow here. And there's so few people. Because people from Britain, or the UK, aren't allowed in. We're on what I think is our first French lift. Top chairlift banter. We are now at the top of the lift, or at least at the top of the run, which we can go all the way down to La Rosière, where there are bars. And in the bars there is beer. We're going to drink one of the beers, and then maybe more. We'll count that as half a success. We only get the other tick when we've made it back into Italy. I'm gonna do something naughty. Really naughty. Hola! We've made it, that's a bar. They serve beer. Time to get one.
Tastes better than Italian beer.
Cheers.
To France.
To France. Objective 1, get beer in France, is a tick. Now, objective 2, get back to Italy. So, we've managed to get our beer, that's a big tick for objective number 1. Okay, we may well have doubled up on that objective by having several beers. But now, we need to do objective number 2, which is return safely to Italy. And we don't know the way.
I'll find a way. Bye bye, French beers.
They were delicious.
Ski.
Yeah. Coming up 2 o'clock, we've got 2 and a bit hours to get back over sort of into the safe territory. So we've got plenty of time at the moment, but we don't really want to be going wrong.
You prick!
I think we've gone the wrong way, Pete.
What do you mean?
I think we're on the wrong side of the mountain. So we're gonna have to go back up this lift and take a different run.
Not ideal, but we'll just have to make it work. It'll be alright. We had a little detour. I'm not saying it's necessarily because we had an extra drink, but I'm not saying it's not because we had an extra drink. Anyway, we're heading to Italy. We're on a blue, and it looks glorious. So we've got to go all the way up that drag lift from the bottom of the valley to that sort of col up there. That sounds horrendous. It's maybe a bit of a race against time, but pretty stunning. Drag lifts are a bit of a nemesis for me. They're too easy to fall off. And well, that's pretty much it. They're too easy to fall off. Check out this absolute rebel without a horse, just casually skiing down the lift. We've made it to the border, Italy, France. I think we just need to follow the signs, but there's quite a lot of lifts and runs that aren't open yet. Looks like a lot of people are trying to get back. So we've got about 45 minutes to get back, but the lift has stopped, and it's been stopped for quite a while. So good news and bad news. We did go wrong. We've come up to the wrong place, but we can go back down one of the slopes that we came down this morning and then back up from there. I'm tired. A little bit drunk still. How are we at yet another? We're pretty positive now that this blue is going to take us all the way down to the top of the gondola. Pretty quiet on the slopes now. Everyone's making their way back down. I really don't want to have to ski that black now. We've done so much skiing today. We did miss the last gondola, which is a shame. But not to worry, it just means that we've got to do this horrendous black, which is genuinely scary, and I'm not sure I'm going to make it down. I'll give it a go.
Feel like an expert skier.
We made it! We got all the way to France, we drank our beer, we came back to Italy, and